Hello. Today I'm going to be discussing with the ninth grade class in the school library about fantasy fiction. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if everyone would have their free will? What would happen to the world if everyone could do whatever they wanted to do? Such is the setting in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. People are called savages, every one of them, and they have a choice to choose between living in a utopia or a primitive Indian village. Those who live in the utopia are controlled by someone who's called the controller. How innovative. I'll read an excerpt of what he says. Stability, said the controller. Stability. No civilization without social stability. No social stability without individual stability. His voice was a trumpet. Listening, they felt larger, warmer. The machine turns, turns, and must keep on turning forever. It is death if it stands still. 1,000 million scrabbled the crust of the earth. The wheels began to turn. In 150 years, there were 2,000 millions. Stop all the wheels. In 153 weeks, there are once more only 1,000 millions. 1,000 men and women have starved to death. I just read an excerpt from page 42 of Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. How many of you have ever read or seen the movie The Hobbit? Everybody remembers Frodo Baggins and his quest, adventure for the ring with the ring. Well, as we all know, Frodo Baggins came from the Shire. How many of you would like to ever visit the Shire? Yeah, I think I would like to also. Well, in David Day's Tolkien, an illustrated atlas, we get to get a bird's eye view of not only the Shire, but all the other made-up places of the Lord of the Rings and all the other places that J.R.R. Tolkien made up. I'll read you an excerpt from this book on page 181. As soon as I can turn to it. Very difficult to see. The Shire. The green and pleasant lands of the Shire had been the homeland of the Hobbits since the 17th century of the Third Age of the Sun. Here lived Bilbo Baggins, who joined the quest of the Lonely Mountain, and on that adventure acquired a magic ring. This chance discovery drew Bilbo, his heir Frodo Baggins, and all the hobbits of the Shire into the greatest drama of that age. So it was that the meekest and least of all peoples came to hold the fate of all the world in their hands. This is Tolkien, an illustrated atlas by David Day. Next, we'll talk about a book that's set on the moon in the 22nd century. I'm sure that the weightlessness of the moon must be a wonderful experience. Well, these people have an actual working station on the moon. All of the people there are miners, not as in people that are too young, but actually they're mining helium-3 from the moon. It's the only way to save Earth, the world, because it's been in a major war. And so helium-3 is the only way that people on Earth can survive. One of the miners is actually a miner, 16 years old, named Crater. He, because of his ability, his great ability in mining, gets sent on a special job. And we hear some of his words in this excerpt from page 151. We'll say a prayer now, Crater said, using English for the term. Who's the oldest man? What is prayer? Bad Haircut asked while the other miners looked puzzled. It is talking to God, Crater answered. Asking the big miner to keep us safe and that kind of thing. We don't think there is a big miner. We think there are many gods that are everywhere, in the dust, in the turnips and so forth, and every one of them is angry and mean. Well, I'll say a prayer. Anyway, Crater said. Crater did so, silently asking that everything would go smoothly and safely on the scrape, and that he would then be able to escape. Afterward, he said, let's go to work. That was an excerpt from pages 151 and 152 of Crater by Homer Hickam. Now I know everyone has seen The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The second of the series, Catching Fire, is where Katniss and Peeta stage this wedding. Katniss is a very strong individual, and she's very brave in all of her actions. But we get to see a different side of her in this excerpt of Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, a sci-fi novel. In that one slight motion, I see the end of hope, the beginning of the destruction of everything I hold dear in the world. I can't guess what form my punishment will take, how wide the net will be cast. But when it is finished, there will most likely be nothing left. So you'd think at this moment I would be in utter despair. His was strange. The main thing I feel is a sense of relief, that I can give up this game, that the question of whether I can succeed in this venture has been answered, even if that answer is a resounding no. That if desperate times call for desperate measures, then I'm free to act as desperately as I wish. That was an excerpt from page 75 of Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. Everyone loves a good mystery, and the mystery that I'm about to tell you about is of a supernatural sort. Elijah and his twin sister Alicia are detectives, and they get to untie a mystery that is plaguing something that is plaguing a high school. Here, I'll read you an excerpt from Hangman's Curse by Frank Peretti. This comes from page 6 and 7, and I begin with the words of Jim Bolts. No way. Not me. Not here. Not now. And not from that little creep in the stands. He looked at those distant black eyes and mouthed the words, I'm not afraid of you. Ian Snyder sat hunched like a vulture in row 12 of the far ends of the bleachers, dressed in black, the only color he owned. The seats all around him were vacant. After 3 miserable years in high school, he was used to it. He was enjoying every moment of watching Baker Hyde's star quarterback fall apart. The searing, demonic smile never left his face. Oh, you're scared, all right. I can see it in the way you keep looking this way and keep blowing this football game. I've got you right where I want you, don't I? Abel Fry, he whispered, his eyes gleaming like the silver pendant that hung from his left ear. Abel Fry. That was an excerpt from Frank Peretti's Hangman's Curse, page number 6. I hope that you've enjoyed this book talk, and I hope that this inspires you to read some of the books that I've talked to you about. Have a great day.